In this video, I'm going to show you how to install 180-degree hinges on a standard door with 130-degree hinges from the factory. These come in packs of 4, and you can either disassemble them as I have here on the left, or you can leave them assembled. They also comes with the hardware. To disassemble them, you simply take the little plastic caps off of either end right above the hinge pins. You can open up the hinge pins. That part can go to the door. The other part on the left, actual hinge body, goes to the frame itself. So you could do it that way to hang the door when you're finished with this, or you can just leave it assembled as you put it on the door and then mount it to the door that way. So whatever your preference is. The tools that I'm going to use for this is a mallet and a center punch. I'm going to have a smaller drill bit to start a pilot hole, and then I'll need a larger drill bit somewhere in the neighborhood of 8.5 millimeter diameter, something in that neighborhood, because the screw that we're going to use is an 8 millimeter diameter, so we just need the hole to be slightly larger. When you're adding 180-degree hinge bodies to a door that already has 130-degree hinges on it, the instructions will show you that you need to find and locate 2 holes. So these holes are 75 millimeters apart and 10.5 millimeters from the outside edge of the door in to the center point of the hole. So center to center on the hole, 75 millimeters, and then 10.5 millimeters from the outside edge of the door in. Now, the door thickness is 2 millimeters, so if it's easier to measure from the inside, then take your 10.5, subtract 2 for your material thickness, and then you can come in 8.5 millimeters from your inside of the flange to the center point of the hole. So that's one way to do it. Now, the other thing that occurs from the factory, and this is a much easier way to do this, in and around those same areas from the factory, there's already center punch holes in the door, but the paint covers those. So if you can locate where those should be and then either grind or lightly sand that down, you will see the dimple here, or the center punch, and there's center punch here. Now they're only 0.5 millimeter deep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a center punch, I'm going to make those a little bit bigger, and then I'm going to start with a pilot drill bit, and then I'll go to a progressive tap to get that to, it basically says the instructions, 8.5 millimeter diameter hole, because the screw that's going to go through is an 8 millimeter diameter. So that's how this should work. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a center punch and open these holes up just a little bit more. Get some pilot holes started here. Of course, when you're done, you're going to want to touch up the paint, clean all this up, and then I'm going to open up the diameter a little bit. The instructions say 8 millimeters is the screw that goes in diameter, so we need these out to 8.5 millimeter according to the instructions. Alright, and then if we got the right diameter, I'm just going to go ahead and check. Put my hinge body up here, make sure all my holes line up properly. And we're good to go. Got our 180-degree hinge bodies on there. We're all set.